Get ready for a bundle of inspiration, entertainment, and pure musical magic. It's the Smiley J Artist Zone, the show that spotlights amazing music creators from around the world with their stories, passions, and soul-stirring artistry. So now it's time to sit back, turn up the volume, and open your heart, and let's vibe together with your hosts, Smiley J.
Hey y'all, I'm your host Smiley J, and I want to welcome everyone wherever you are listening from the Americas and beyond. I'm just glad that you're here hanging out with me today. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. Come on back and, hang out with me again and, tell a friend. Yes, share the good news. Now, this is the place and the space where creatives have their way. They get to share their creative works, their journeys, and, other fun creative stuff, So we are smack in the middle of the holidays. Yes, the holidays is amongst us. So this is the season to be jolly. So just remember, guys, be nice out there in them streets. Just give a little grace because, folks are going through things and carrying things that we know nothing about. We can't see it. So just let your kindness hit a little different this season. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into today's show. So grab your snacks, the good kind. You know what? We're in the middle of the holidays, so go ahead and grab your sugar, your salt, whatever floats your boat. I'm in a no judgment zone. Just get back on track. Get back on track for 2026. So, today's show is super special. I will be pulling the curtain back and stepping into the world of a music promoter. Yes, the quiet force behind the concerts that we all love and attend. I have questions, and I know this man has some answers. So before I bring him on, let me just tell you a little bit about him. He is a bassist, a drummer, and a professor. He's played stages from South Florida to D.C. His business partner and daughter, Kelsey, she stands in support of her dad because she, too, is a musician, and she's classically trained. She's also known as DJ K. Elaine. They both are known for creating memorable concerts from emerging artists to jazz legend. And they're creating, nice little buzz in South Florida. So help me welcome today's guest, Dr. J. Mark Davis. Welcome to the Smiley J Artist Zone. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm well. Can I just say that I'm really happy to have you here.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. We finally put it together. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. So listen, I want to be respectful. Should I call you the professor?
Look, just Mark is fine. Yes, Mark is fine.
So, Mark, I'm excited. Just to let you know, you are my first music promoter on the show. So, again, welcome. I'm excited to have you. This is going to be fun. I have questions, and I know you have answers.
Okay.
And I like to learn, and I like to educate my audience. So, we're going to learn together today.
Okay. Sounds good.
But, you're the man who's bringing world-class jazz, yes, and R&B to Boca Raton, Florida. Now, I have to ask you, I know your background is music. What was the inspiration behind Sound Merchandise Entertainment?
Well, being a musician myself and a former full-time musician, I had dabbled around with it for years and years, even when I was back in D.C. I'm a Washington, D.C. native. And so I would do certain things, back in the day, Marcus Johnson, Chuck Brown, things like that. Had gotten away from it a while, moved away to Florida, went back to school and started doing some other things. And then just had the urge to get back into it. Living in Boca Raton, we're between Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale, and there was really no jazz scene to speak of in the area. We'd have to go all the way to Fort Lauderdale, or even worse, all the way to Miami, which, not the worst thing in the world, but there was nothing in the immediate area and nothing that fit what I felt was my taste in music. And so had a desire to get back out there, and I owe a lot of thanks to a good buddy of mine, Gerard J. Rod Sullivan. Mm-hmm. And he is actually Janet Jackson's drummer now. He has a jazz group called the Four Corners. Mm-hmm. Went up to Atlanta, flew up to see them, because I would fly to see these different groups, Snarky Puppy, Marcus Miller, whoever. Went to see these guys in Atlanta at St. James Live.
Mm-hmm.
And they were so good. They were some young brothers. I mean, and they were amazing, amazing. And so I said, gosh, I would love to bring you guys to South Florida. I just went up, started talking to them because I flew up specifically to see them. So, I enjoyed them and just said, God, I would love to bring you guys to South Florida. And so we had made plans to do it, and this was back in 2020. And so we were going to do our first show in April of 2020. But little did we know, about two to 3 weeks before the show, we got hit with the pandemic.
Yeah, that put a damper on things.
It put a damper on things, and it was an elongated damper because when the pandemic first happened, remember, we all thought it was just going to be a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought we'd maybe have to postpone the show. So pandemic ended up being some years later. And so got away from it then. We were shut down due to the pandemic. A couple years later, this same buddy, Gerard Sullivan, goes by J-Rod. He puts out a CD, and he's having an album release thing again in Atlanta. They're based in Atlanta. So I go up to see them again. We stay in touch over the years and everything, saw them again. And finally, we were able to put it together. And so our first show as the reformed Sound Merchandise was April of 2024. Started with the
Nice.
same group years later. And so
Look at that. Look at that.
we were finally able to make it happen. Started just with that one show. One thing led to another. I have friends that are, in various places in the music industry. And here we are almost, between 18 months and 2 years later, here we are. One thing just led to another. And so we just followed the breadcrumbs until we get where we are. Yeah.
Promoter's journey there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are some of your biggest challenges in promoting jazz in a world that moves so fast? We live in a fast-paced society.
It's a challenging genre. It is not pop. It is not, jazz musicians by and large are not rich. They're not filling out, 50,000 seat stadiums. So it's a niche boutique market. That's the thing with it. Getting the musicians, getting the venues. South Florida is a very tough area. The music scene is alive and well because I played full time for years here, but they're tourist music, 70s music, the stuff we grew up with, the funk and all that, which is great. I was raised on the funk. But trying to carve jazz in, finding those people, and particularly being people of color in a very racially diverse area. And the music is for everyone, but trying to reach out to people to, get them to come. It's spread out so wide here. So there are many challenges with that, and advertising and, with the whole social media area. People will click on your advertising, but to that CTA, right? That CTA button, that call to action, get them.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
So it's a never ending battle. I think for the jazz culture, it's worth it. A lot of these musicians are getting up in age. Some have died off, the George Dukes, the Al Jarreaus, and on and on and on. So some of these times that we're seeing them, it is on or about maybe our last time seeing them touring.
So I salute you for starting in a market that's not an easy market, but you have quite a bit shows. I watch a lot of great artists have come through. Marcus Miller, of course, the two Marcuses, the Johnson and the Miller, and, I love it. I watch your calendar. I want to talk about, I want to stay on a promoter's journey because I have so many artists listening. So obviously having a sold out show is good. And it's usually that is the goal for a promoter.
No doubt.
But I like to ask, what are some of the other success measures as a promoter? Maybe the artist energy, the artist following, what are some of the other measures for a successful show?
Well, consistency is one. The fact that we've been able to do it for coming up on 2 years now. It normally takes about 3 years before business is considered successful. So we've been able to do it so far, and knock on wood, I haven't lost my shirt just yet. Because one of the things about business, you want to try to fill a void. You want to try to do something that nobody is doing. If everybody has a cookie shop, doesn't make sense for me to sell cookies too. but trying to fill a void because people aren't looking in that area for it. So the consistency is one measure, having consistent, I don't want to sound denigrating and use the word followers, but consistent customers,
Hmm.
clientele that will come out time after time. And that's can be an expensive undertaking for them. You spend 40, $50 on a show. Here's another show a month later, and then a
Yeah,
month after that. And in this economy, people don't necessarily have entertainment in their monthly budget. That's a reality.
that's very true.
Yeah, that we face. The musicians, that's always a measure, getting them here, finding them a place to stay. Musicians who may be unfamiliar with the area, backline, which is the music equipment we have in the background. And so some musicians are very specific about what they need. A lot of these professional musicians are endorsed by particular products, Yamaha, such and such keyboards, this and that. And so you have to meet their specifications. So being able to do that is something to overcome. So we're very proud of that and working with other businesses and partnerships.
Wonderful. That part right there is
Yeah.
very important. The partnership.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the audience. I mean, you mentioned some mentionables, but what makes South Florida audience unique, and how are they responding to the jazz?
Well, I think they're responding well. What makes them unique, I think, is the diversity in this area. So come from any and every walk of life. With South Florida, unlike maybe some urban, suburban areas, it's not exclusively black and white, if you will. You have people from all over the world. You've got the Latin community, you've got the African American community. And one thing that I learned about being in South Florida, everyone with a dark skin tone is not necessarily American. So
Right.
they may have
Exactly.
Haitian background, Bahamian background, you name it. So people can be from anywhere. And so when people use that cliche, music is something that brings us all together. You really see that in effect South Florida. So you think, even getting started, you think the crowd is going to look one way, but it looks complete. It's a rainbow of people that just appreciate music.
And that's beautiful. And that's exactly what you want. That's one of the goals, of course, Sold Out Show, but this bringing the people together who want to be together and want to
Yes.
hear the music,
Yeah.
So what's one unforgettable audience reaction that kind of reminded you of, yeah, this is why I do this?
Well, the first show that we gave, and that was, again, my buddy J-Rod Sullivan, two things stand out. The first show that we gave with Gerard Sullivan, and the way that he had a large internet following, and people just came out, and I had friends that flew in from DC and people that flew from all over, and they were just amazed, and the place was packed, and they really, really had an appreciation for the music. Another show that stands out, we had Walter Beasley, who is, one of our jazz
Yes.
icons, been around over 40 years, since he was a teenager. And to see the crowd to come out with that, the mixture of young and old, because
Nice.
our demographic says it starts at about 35, but there are a lot of people a lot younger than 35 that were there, and the word just gets out. One of the troubling things about advertising, you don't necessarily know who it reaches.
Exactly.
You hope the people hear. Yeah. So
Okay, so now I might get in trouble for this one, but I bring it on. I embrace a little trouble once in a while. So
Okay.
what's harder, pleasing the artist or pleasing the audience?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I have been very lucky as far as pleasing the artist. One of the things that has worked to my benefit is that I am a musician also. So I know what it's like to be treated a certain way. I've had to go in the service entrance of many places. I've seen a large spread of food only to be served a vendor's box. And these are some of the most exclusive places in the world. I won't name them by name, but Palm Beach.
We know they're out there.
Oh my goodness. So I pride myself on treating the musicians, with respect, make sure they're fed, make sure that sort of thing. So luckily the musicians have not been a problem. Pleasing the crowd is probably more of a challenge because they let you know by their attendance. Oh, hey, I'm going to sit this one out. I'm not going to spend my money, and although it's a profit making venture, it's not anything I'm planning to get rich or retire on. But in my mind and in my heart, this is the best thing ever. Oh, you got to see this guy, you got to see this person, etc. And so you do your advertising and you are monitoring ticket sales and you're like, oh my God, where are the people? Where are the
Yeah.
people? So I would say the audience.
Okay. So let's talk directly to the listening artists out there. How y'all doing, artists? Thank you for tuning in. So we want to educate some of the maybe emerging artists. I know there's a wealth of information out there for independent artists, so they should be straight if they're keeping up with the trends.
Okay.
What's one thing independent artists often misunderstand
Oof.
about working with promoters?
If I had
we want to clear the air.
Yes, let's clear the air that these are business moves and it is not purely about your talent. And that was sobering for me as a musician as well. Your talent is probably the least that has to do with it. There are many, many talented people
who are not working.
And so, I get it. People are talented and we all want to be paid for what we do, right? I have a job that I work during the day and we all want to be well compensated for what we do. But when you are dealing with a promoter, it is about your ability to bring people to the door. Promoters are not in it to just give money away. They are not trying to deliberately underpay you. They are conservative because they have to weigh what we are paying the artist against what we are bringing into the door. And so your social media presence, your ability to advertise, your ability to galvanize your own crowd and get people to come and see you play and do what you do, that is what motivates a promoter more than just pure talent. There are brilliant, brilliant people out here, but it's like the adage, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? You could be the best musician, singer, artist in the world. If no one will come to see you, it almost doesn't count. And I don't mean that to be insulting, but that is a harsh reality of being in the music business. And again, I speak from the vantage point of a musician. I've been
on both sides.
I'm a musician since I've been a child. And that's how it works out.
Wow. Thank you for that. Now, we're still talking to the artists.
Okay.
What's one of the biggest mistakes that you see artists, whether they're emerging artists, seasoned artists, make when trying to get booked?
Their business sense, their ability to talk to people, and their ability to write people and present themselves in a professional manner. Hey, who's hiring bands down there? Oh, can I talk to such and such? And it's, it can often be very curt. And so you have to present as a business package as well, which is why people have managers and agents and a person to act as a bridge between promoter and artist.
And even that person acting on behalf of the artist should also, be business savvy.
Sure.
And professional and courteous and all those good things. Okay, but thank you for that. Now, so you pretty much mentioned, artists, you got to bring more to the table than just your talent and your voice and your ability to perform well. It's a lot more to it than that. Now, as a promoter, I want to ask this too, because this is also for the artists as well as other promoters. Outside of booking and promoting and doing all the, the business things leading up to the performance, how involved are you outside of that in terms of the show, you want it to go this way or that way? What does that conversation look like? Or are you exclude yourself from that piece of the band business?
We are small boutique promoter, so I'm involved in every aspect. I mean, I even have ads for some shows I have coming up on Sirius XM. I record the commercials myself. I do my own graphics. I'm actually in here putting together stacks of flyers now to hand out. I am my own street team. You know, myself
Okay.
and my family, we go out. I am putting cars on windshields and Facebook. I'm doing the posting myself. I don't have a social media team and all of that. So I'm involved in every aspect.
So you're involved in every aspect
Yeah.
of promoting the artists and making sure people know that they're coming to your town and the dates and all that. But in terms of the show itself, like the artist, the production, like the set list, that piece of it.
No, now that part, I trust the musician to do that. I may tell
Okay.
them, how I want certain things to go, or hey, I may want 2 75-minute sets or 2 90-minute sets, or we're going to do a show at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. Only in as much as that is concerned, because again, these musicians that fortunately that we are able to bring with Sound Merchandise, they are among the best musicians in the world. So that part they have down. I let them do what they do and trust them to do what they do as long as they are on time, start the sets on time, end the sets on time, etc., and have a professional presence. Oh, I stay out of the way of that part.
Okay. All right. Thank you for
Maybe
that.
get up and jam a little bit here and there. I might jump up on the drums.
But that
on the
doesn't
stage.
count. But
Yeah,
you
okay,
used
my bad, my
you
bad.
used a key word that I just want to circle back around, that you trust the artist. I booked you because, your presence is wanted here, or you're popular, whatever. I booked you. These are the terms of the agreement, the contract agreement. But in
Yeah.
terms of the show and all that, you trust the artist to bring it.
Yeah, and I use the word trust, but I mean, folks are vetted. I've seen videos, I've seen them in concert. I'll ask them about past performances, average ticket price, sort of thing. So you can tell a lot about an artist from that information as well. If they have a social media presence, if they have a social media following, all of those sorts of things, are they local, regional, or national? So those things will give you indicators as well.
What I do like about you, Mark, is that you will, even though you have the best of the best, because I've seen your calendar, like you have the best of the best, but you also do give emerging artists opportunity as well to
For sure.
perform. If they're opening act, or I really like that about you, because
Mhm.
we know that in the entertainment business, it's all about the stats. Everything's about numbers. And a lot of times emerging artists may or may not have those numbers that most promoters are seeking. So
Mhm.
I do dig the fact that you kind of roll the dice a little bit.
Yes. I mean, as you can tell from the loss of hair, but we do roll the dice because we're building too. So in a lot of ways, some of the artists, we may be in the same stage. I am not Live Nation. I can't get Janet Jackson and Jay-Z and whomever I want. So,
Think you can.
well, maybe someday, but you know what I mean? But we're not
Yeah.
a big fortune, so I can't throw suitcases of money at people either just to get them to come. So I'm building, so that helps me understand the artist plight as well. So, okay, they're not a big headliner naming lights just yet, but you know that they're on the way, they're building their following, they have a top-notch level of performance. They know how to give the crowd what they need, etc. So yeah, I mean, I'm willing to work with people. People are willing to work with me, in South Florida, and I'm gonna have to give a shout out to our venue, Crazy Uncle Mike's. It's hard to get people to pick up the phone to get a venue. Just because you're a promoter, people have their own calendars, and it's hard to get a foot in the door as well. So, yeah.
And that was my next. So thank you for mentioning Crazy Uncle Mike's. As a matter of fact, I want to talk about Crazy Uncle Mike's because December the 14th, from D.C. to Boca Raton, I will be bringing independent artist Karen Lynette,
That's right.
who will be presenting, the legendary Queen of Soul. We all know who she. And let me just say to my listeners in the South Florida area, come on out, because this is not just a cover show. No. This is an evening of reinterpretation, respect, and revival of the Queen's music. So to all my Aretha Franklin fans, I say to you, grab your tickets and meet us down at Crazy Uncle Mike's. Yes. We want to see you. We want to jam with you. We want to groove with you.
Yes, indeedy.
And I mentioned that because Karen Lynette is not a household name, but you vetted her, you liked her, and you were like, you know what? Bring her here.
And she has a very worthy resume. She's performed everywhere from the Kennedy Center to Blues Alley.
Exactly.
So
And all in between.
And all in between. So she is right there. You know, a lot of luck is involved with music too, being in the right time at the right place. And again, so there are so many talented people, but just to get that right thing at the right time at the right place. And so again, we're trying to build a market here as well. So hopefully, you know, when she comes, we can do it again in 6-8 months to a year and start to develop that yearly following. So these things take time.
Yeah, indeed,
Things
indeed.
take time. So yeah.
But again, thank you for welcoming the emerging artists and all the ones in between, the seasoned ones of the legends. Like we appreciate, that South Florida embracing all this good music.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Now, speaking of music, I got to ask you a little bit about music. Who are we listening to these days? What's the last song you listened to?
Oh, God, what is the last thing? I listen to so much music, it's almost hard to keep up. Some of my favorites, Snarky Puppy. I probably had some on by them. Marcus Miller, my homegirl, Michelle Indigale Cello, DC born and raised. Bass player. We were bass players coming up through back in the day when she played with Chuck and Rare Essence and all of that stuff.
My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so many people. Obviously been listening to Gerald Veasley a lot lately.
Yes.
Him coming
Shout out to Gerald, Philly's best.
Yes. So I may listen to anybody, listening to Karen Lynette, watching her videos, seeing the wealth of music that she can perform. We're doing the Aretha Franklin tribute, but she sings everything.
Yeah.
So,
that just means you got to come back and do it again. Do something else. Yeah.
Exactly.
So listen, I want to thank you so much for hanging out, in the artist zone and just educating them, educating us, giving us the good stuff from a promoter's perspective. I don't always get to talk to you. So, I have more questions, but that just means that you have to come back, sir.
Well, certainly I would be happy and honored to.
Well, you know what? Let's put it out there right now. Let's come on back during our June, which is Black Appreciation Music Month.
Okay. Look, I'm just a phone call away.
Yeah. So before you go, I know my listening audience want to know, how do they get in contact with you? They're interested in, booking and coming on down and performing to all my independent artists out there with the music, and they want to come to sunny Florida.
Yes. Look. Please reach out. We are on social media. We're Sound Merchandise Entertainment on Instagram, Sound Merchandise Entertainment by Dr. J. Mark Davis on Facebook. We have our website, soundmerchandise.com. Hell, call us on the phone, 561-549-1083. Look, I don't care what you call me, just call me.
I love it. All right, now wait, before we go, I got to get some music on. Who do you want to hear?
God, you always get me in these things. Who you got good? Listen, I trust you. You're down with the artist.
Well, you know what? You asking me? Well, we're talking about coming in next month, so I'm going to go ahead and get on some Karen Lynette.
Let's bring it. Coming in?
Yes, again. Peace and love. Till next time. Talk soon.
All right, thank you. Peace.
Now tell me what you want me to do. Listen, I trusted you too much, loved you just a little too much. Tell me when enough is enough. You took my love and you threw it away. Through my tears you wanted me to stay. You see, my time, my money, my love didn't cost a thing. me, you don't say you don't love me. You don't love me, you don't love me. You can't love me.
Hi, this is Ken Navarro, and you are in the Smiley J Artist Zone.
All right. Much love to today's guest for dropping gems and, a little wisdom on the promotional side. And big love to you too, all of you guys, for hanging out with me to the very end. Y'all my folks. Because this space come alive whenever you show up. So I appreciate you for hanging to the end. And to all my artists out there, remember, artists and promoters work best when it's a joint effort. Yes, partnership is necessary. It's the secret sauce that keeps the whole thing flowing like a well-oiled machine. So, you both got to show up and work together. Until next time, I'm going to need you guys to be well, stay safe, and remember to listen to good music. Your ears will thank you for it. I'm Smiley J, and I'm out.